Welcome to the AXANH Engineers Podcast. Today, we're embarking on a truly significant deep dive. We're looking at a topic that's, well, it's not just evolving, it's actively reshaping the entire civil engineering landscape. We've touched on it before, sure, but now we're going to really unpack its transformative power. Is strategic civil engineering outsourcing the key? The key to unlocking unprecedented scalability for your projects and ultimately for your entire firm.
Yeah, and this isn't just, about understanding a concept theoretically.
No, exactly. It's about uncovering a profound strategic advantage,
Mm-hmm.
one that, frankly, savvy firms are already leveraging right now. We're going to journey together today, exploring how smart, strategic civil engineering outsourcing, especially when you partner with a specialist like AXA Engineers, isn't just a quick fix for common bottlenecks.
Right.
It's actually a powerful catalyst. It can drive consistent growth and really remarkable stability within your organization.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is how conventional wisdom about growth often keeps firms anchored, anchored to these, frankly, outdated operational models. So this deep dive, it really aims to reveal the fundamental shift that strategic partnerships can bring. It's about turning what many see as inherent limitations, things like staffing constraints, or maybe the high cost of technology, turning those into your strongest, most agile assets.
Okay, so we're talking about a potential for real, profound, positive impact.
Absolutely. A lasting impact on a firm's entire trajectory, especially when they embrace a more forward-thinking approach to civil engineering outsourcing. It lets them move beyond those traditional, often quite rigid constraints of trying to do everything in-house.
Absolutely. And look, as we delve into all these insights, we really want to hear your thoughts. We genuinely do. Make sure you're following us wherever you happen to listen to your podcast. And please leave a comment. Let us know your biggest takeaways or maybe any questions you have as we explore the incredible benefits of partnering with AXA Engineers.
Yeah, that engagement, it really helps us shape these deep dives going forward.
It does. Okay, so let's unpack this core challenge. The one that, let's be honest, countless civil engineering firms grapple with pretty much daily. It's that infamous feast or famine cycle.
Oh, yeah. The bane of project-based work.
Exactly. Picture this scenario. It's probably all too common for many listening. You've just secured that major game-changing contract. You know the one.
The big win.
Yeah. The kind of project that could elevate your firm's reputation, maybe open doors to new markets, drive significant revenue. The excitement in the office is, palpable.
Right. Everyone's thrilled.
But then almost immediately reality hits. That daunting reality that your incredibly talented in-house team, they're already at full capacity.
Stretch them.
Totally. They're working tirelessly, pushing hard on existing commitments. Their schedules are just packed. So what do you do in that critical moment?
It's a tough spot.
It really is.
Yeah.
Do you risk overloading them, pushing your most valuable asset, your people, right to the brink of burnout?
Which we all know is counterproductive.
Absolutely. Leads to not just decreased morale, but potentially costly delays, maybe errors slip through, and definitely a dip in quality that can damage those crucial client relationships.
Or the alternative.
Or, and this is just, it's truly painful for any business leader, do you actually turn down this golden opportunity altogether?
Ouch.
Imagine having to say no to a profitable, transformative project. One that could literally define your firm's future, simply because you lack the immediate internal capacity to take it on.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
It is. This is that internal conflict, right? The paradoxical strain that success itself can sometimes bring. The sheer weight of having to decline growth, or maybe even worse, jeopardizing your team's well-being and the integrity of your projects. It's an immense burden for any firm leader. And, it's not just the feast side of the equation that causes these significant headaches.
Right, the other side of the coin.
Exactly. What happens when project volume naturally slows down? Which, let's face it, it inevitably does in a cyclical industry like civil engineering.
Always does.
Suddenly you're left with these highly skilled, incredibly talented engineers who are, well, underutilized.
Sitting on the bench, essentially.
Pretty much. They're still on your payroll, obviously. Maybe spending their days waiting for the next big project to really ramp up, struggling to fill those billable hours.
And that's not just inefficient.
No. It's a crushing burden of high fixed overhead costs. You're paying substantial salaries, comprehensive benefits, maintaining expensive office space, providing all the necessary infrastructure for capacity that simply isn't generating revenue right now.
It bleeds cash.
It really does.
Yes.
This constant swing, this dramatic oscillation between periods of intense demand and then periods of lower workload, it dramatically limits how far a civil engineering firm can truly grow. It just does.
It creates a sort of perpetual anxiety.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It makes it incredibly difficult to confidently plan for the future, or maybe invest in new technologies, or even pursue ambitious long-term goals. You're trapped in this reactive mode, constantly struggling to either expand quickly enough or contract efficiently enough.
Which raises an absolutely critical question: why? Why does this feast or famine cycle persist? Why is it so sort of endemic in the civil engineering sector?
Good question.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the primary obstacle preventing a civil engineering firm's sustained growth, it isn't usually a lack of market demand.
Right, often the work is out there.
Exactly, or a shortage of exciting opportunities. The market is often ripe with potential. Instead, the real bottleneck, more often than not, lies in the structural limitations of the firm's own operational model.
Okay.
Many firms, despite their best intentions and having stellar engineering talent, they operate under this constant strain of significant fixed overheads. And these overheads, they act like a powerful anchor, just holding them back from truly scaling and adapting to shifts in the market.
So let's dig into that a bit. The financial burden of those fixed costs.
Yeah, let's elaborate on that because it's profound. A substantial portion, obviously, comes from the high expense of maintaining that full-time specialized in-house team.
Right. Your core staff.
Exactly. Consider, just for an example, a senior designer, someone who possesses advanced Autodesk Civil 3D capabilities, or maybe a highly sought-after geotechnical specialist, with expertise in complex soil mechanics and foundation design.
Highly valuable people.
Indispensable, absolutely. But they represent a substantial payroll commitment. And it's not just their base salary we're talking about.
Oh, there's much more.
Right. You're looking at benefits packages, health insurance, retirement contributions, ongoing professional development, training costs, even the literal real estate costs of their dedicated office space.
It all adds up.
It really does. Their expertise is invaluable, no question, but it's an expense that just continues month after month, regardless of the precise workload or the number of billable hours they clock. That capital is tied up in human resources, even during those inevitable lulls.
Okay, so that's the people cost. What else?
Well, then you add to that the necessary and perpetually evolving software suite and the hardware infrastructure.
Ah, the tech side. Always changing.
Always. Civil engineering relies so heavily on cutting-edge technology now to maintain competitiveness and deliver modern solutions. Think about the industry standard stuff.
Like Civil 3D?
Yeah, Autodesk Civil 3D for site design and grading, Revit for BIM building information modeling of structures, various structural analysis programs like SCP-2000 or ETAB-ES, maybe hydrological modeling software for stormwater management, sophisticated geographic information systems, GIS for spatial analysis, the list goes on.
And these aren't cheap one-time purchases.
Not at all. They come with hefty annual licenses, often charged per user. There are ongoing subscription fees. And they frequently require powerful, high-performance hardware to run efficiently. We're talking workstations with advanced graphics cards, robust servers, maybe cloud storage solutions.
So the tech stack itself is a major fixed cost.
Absolutely. While it's essential for modern engineering practice, it adds significantly to that fixed cost burden, and it often escalates year over year as software gets updated or new tools become necessary.
Now, the problem isn't that these investments are bad, right? You need this stuff.
Exactly, quite the opposite. When project volume is high, these investments in expert talent and advanced technology are absolutely justified. They're what enable the firm to deliver high-quality, complex work efficiently and stay competitive.
Right.
But the critical issue arises during those periods of lower workload, or maybe when a major project wraps up. When the billable projects slow down, these same fixed costs, the ones that were an asset just months before they quickly transform into a significant and often unsustainable drain on resources.
Right. You're still paying that senior designer salary.
Still paying those software subscriptions, still maintaining that office space, even if their billable hours have plummeted. And it's this inherent financial inflexibility that directly restricts a firm's ability to confidently go after those larger, more complex, or maybe highly specialized projects, the ones that inherently demand scaling up resources.
Because the risk is too high.
Precisely. The risk of subsequent underutilization of those newly acquired or expanded resources looms so large. Firms become, understandably, hesitant to hire new permanent staff or make substantial new technology investments for one big project because they fear they'll be stuck with idle, expensive resources once that project concludes, which just exacerbates the famine side of the cycle all over again.
Okay, so if you had to summarize that core tension.
Yeah, if we summarize that fundamental tension, it truly boils down to this. You have the absolute necessity of having expert capacity and cutting-edge tools readily available. You need them to seize those fleeting opportunities and deliver complex projects. But that's clashing against the prohibitive and inflexible cost of that same capacity and technology when it's not actively billable.
It's a classic dilemma.
It's an agonizing dilemma, really, and it traps so many civil engineering firms in this frustrating cycle, preventing them from breaking free and achieving consistent, scalable, and truly sustainable growth. It's not just an operational challenge anymore, it's become a major strategic one that demands a radically new way of thinking about resource allocation and, frankly, the entire business model.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, though. And this is where strategic civil engineering outsourcing enters as a true game changer. It fundamentally redefines how firms can operate and, crucially, how they can scale.
Right, addressing that core tension directly.
Exactly. This approach directly addresses that profound dilemma we just discussed by fundamentally changing the firm's cost structure. Right from the ground up. It's a complete paradigm shift, really moving away from that traditional fixed cost heavy model we've been talking about.
So how does that work in practice?
Well, imagine the transformation. Strategic civil engineering outsourcing. It isn't just about, offloading a few tasks to the cheapest provider. That's not what we're talking about.
No, it's more sophisticated.
Much more. It's about a profound restructuring that converts what were previously fixed, unavoidable overheads, those salaries, those software licenses we mentioned, the benefit packages, even the physical office space attributed to them, converts those into flexible, variable expenses that are directly tied to your actual project revenue.
Ah, okay. So you only pay when you're earning from that resource.
Precisely. Think about the implications. Instead of having a permanent employee whose salary you pay every single month, regardless of whether they're fully utilized on billable work, you only incur the cost for the specialized services and capacity when there's actual work being done. When revenue is actively flowing in for a specific project that requires that specific skill set.
That's a huge financial shift.
It's a profound shift. It offers incredible agility and, importantly, stability. Let me give you a really clear example, something that brings this to life. Picture a specific project. Say it's just entering a peak design phase for a new municipal water treatment plant.
Okay. Complex project.
Right. This phase requires incredibly intensive work, maybe several months of dedicated effort, primarily using Civil 3D for detailed site grading, complex pipe network design, quantity takeoffs, maybe some specialized hydrological modeling for stormwater management.
Lots of specific expertise needed there.
Exactly. Now, in a traditional model, you might immediately think, okay, we need to hire a new permanent Civil 3D specialist, or maybe a dedicated hydrological engineer.
Which is a big commitment.
A huge long-term commitment. And it could potentially take months just to find the right person, go through interviews, onboarding.
Right. Project might stall.
Or you might miss deadlines.
Wow.
But with strategic civil engineering outsourcing, particularly through a partner like AXA Engineers, you don't have to do that. Instead, you can engage a specialized external team, a team that has licensed engineers and experts in those precise tools and disciplines, specifically for that required duration.
So just for the peak phase.
Exactly. They provide the expertise, they bring the necessary software licenses you don't need to buy more, and they provide the dedicated capacity for exactly the time you need it. And then once that intensive design phase is complete, their specific deliverable is met, reviewed, approved. The engagement concludes.
And the cost disappears.
Just like that. The expense is removed from your books. There's no lingering financial liability, no underutilized staff sitting idle waiting for the next project to fully materialize.
That model offers, well, incredible financial liberation, doesn't it?
It really does. It aligns your operational costs directly with your project workflows and, crucially, with your revenue streams. That eliminates the significant financial liability of maintaining idle specialists or paying for underutilized technology during those inevitable lulls in workload. You're simply not paying for capacity that isn't actively generating income.
And it gives you elasticity.
Huge elasticity. It provides a level of resource elasticity that is virtually impossible to achieve with a traditional, rigid in-house staffing model. You gain the power to quickly expand your team for a surge in work, maybe take on more projects simultaneously than you thought possible.
And then scale back just as easily.
And just as quickly contract when things naturally slow down, all without the painful process of layoffs or the financial burden of carrying underutilized staff. It empowers your firm to react swiftly, efficiently, and, importantly, confidently to the natural ebbs and flows of project-based work.
Without compromising financial stability.
Exactly. Without compromising financial stability or, crucially, your long-term growth prospects. It allows you to finally, confidently say yes to more opportunities, even the large and complex ones, without that inherent fear of overextension that holds so many firms back.
What's equally fascinating here, building on that elasticity point, is that this model also provides crucial resource access by enabling firms to tap into a global talent pool on an on-demand basis.
Ah, okay. Beyond just cost structure.
Right. This directly bypasses a common and often excruciating pain point that many domestic firms experience: the protracted, incredibly expensive, and frequently frustrating process of domestic recruitment, especially for highly specialized roles.
Yeah, finding niche skills can be tough.
It really can. Think about it from a practical standpoint. Domestic recruitment for highly specialized civil engineering roles, maybe you need a structural engineer with very specific bridge design experience using a certain software, or an environmental engineer specializing in a particular type of site remediation.
Takes time.
It can often take months. You're competing in what's often a very tight labor market. And even after all that effort, which includes significant internal time spent on writing job postings, sifting through hundreds of resumes, conducting multiple rounds of interviews, checking references, then negotiating a competitive compensation package.
You still might not find the right person.
Exactly. It frequently yields a limited number of truly qualified candidates. The absolute perfect fit might still be elusive, or the person you really want gets snapped up by a competitor just before you make an offer.
And the time lost.
The time lost in that recruitment process isn't just administrative overhead. It's valuable time that projects could be moving forward, time when new opportunities could be seized, time when your firm could be generating revenue. It's a significant drain on both your HR team and your financial capital.
Okay, so compare that to the outsourcing model.
Right. Now consider the alternative, the power of strategic civil engineering outsourcing. When a new project suddenly demands a specialist, maybe an expert in advanced stormwater modeling for a complex urban redevelopment project, or perhaps a seismic design expert for a critical new structure in an earthquake-prone zone.
You need them quickly.
You need them now. A partnership with a dedicated civil engineering outsourcing firm like AXA Engineers can provide immediate access to these highly qualified, pre-vetted professionals within days, not months.
Days, really?
Often, yes. Imagine the scenario. You've just landed a project with some unique requirements. You realize you need a very specific skill set that isn't immediately available in your current in-house team, and you definitely don't have months to spare waiting for a traditional hiring process.
Right, the clock is ticking.
Instead of launching that costly and time-consuming recruitment drive, you can simply tap into AXA Engineers' established, specialized talent pool. They have engineers ready with those niche skills.
That speed must be a huge advantage.
It's an absolutely significant competitive advantage in today's fast-paced market. It means you can onboard the necessary expertise almost immediately, keep your project timelines firmly on track, and start delivering value to your client far, far quicker than your competitors who are still slogging through the traditional hiring maze.
So it's about agility.
Unparalleled agility. It allows firms to respond to market demands and specific project needs with unprecedented responsiveness. It truly transforms their capacity to take on diverse, highly specialized, and often time-sensitive work that they might have previously shied away from.
Okay, so this all sounds incredibly promising in theory. The variable costs, the elasticity, the rapid access to talent. But, how does AXA Engineers specifically deliver on these promises? How do they actually build that strong confidence and trust with U.S.-based civil engineering firms? Because that's crucial, right?
Absolutely crucial. That's where the rubber meets the road, as they say.
Exactly. They've built an incredibly strong reputation, clearly, as a trusted civil engineering outsourcing partner. And it must be precisely because they understand these core needs and address them head on. It can't just be about providing capacity. It has to be about providing a seamless, integrated solution that really becomes a true extension of your own team.
That's the goal, integration.
So what's at the core of their offering?
Well, at its core, AXA Engineers offers a well-established team of highly experienced licensed engineers. These individuals are readily available to integrate into your ongoing projects.
And these aren't just generalists.
No, definitely not. They often possess highly specialized skills, whether that's in advanced CAD design, intricate BIM modeling, complex structural analysis, transportation planning specifics, environmental permitting nuances, skills that perfectly complement or even enhance your existing in-house team's capabilities.
And the tangible benefits for a firm.
The tangible benefits are pretty immediate and profound. AXA Engineers consistently helps firms accelerate their project timelines, sometimes significantly.
Getting work done faster.
Getting complex designs completed faster, yes. Securing necessary approvals from regulatory bodies quicker because the documentation is right the first time. And ultimately bringing projects to completion and generating revenue sooner.
And crucially, maintaining compliance.
Yeah.
That's huge in civil.
Absolutely fundamental. They achieve all of the speed and efficiency while maintaining strict compliance with American codes and regulations. Everything from H2O standards for transportation projects to ICC building codes, local municipal ordinances, environmental regulations.
That's non-negotiable.
Completely. This isn't a minor detail. It's absolutely fundamental to civil engineering project integrity and speed. It ensures that every single deliverable is not just technically sound, but also legally compliant, meeting the highest industry standards. And that, of course, safeguards your firm's reputation and, critically, its liability. This dual focus on efficiency and unwavering adherence to regulatory requirements is really a cornerstone of the trust they build with their partners.
Okay, that makes sense.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, another key differentiator for AXA Engineers, and honestly a massive value proposition for their partners, is the immediate and comprehensive access they provide to a fully licensed, cutting-edge technology stack.
Back to the tech costs we discussed.
Exactly. But this time, it's a benefit. This includes powerful, integrated platforms like the Autodesk Construction Cloud, which, as you probably know, is a unified platform for project delivery. It connects workflows, teams, and data across the entire project lifecycle, really streamlining collaboration and project management.
So firms don't need their own licenses for the outsourced team.
Correct. For many firms, this partnership immediately eliminates a major financial burden that they might otherwise struggle to bear or constantly have to reinvest in just to keep up.
Let's analyze those savings again, but from the positive side.
Yeah, let's look at the sheer scale of the cost savings and the burden relief this provides. Maintaining a modern civil engineering practice, as we said, demands potentially crippling capital investment in software licenses.
The annual subscriptions.
Those annual subscriptions for essential tools like Civil 3D, AutoCAD, Revit, various analysis programs, hydrological software, GIS applications, they add up incredibly fast. We're talking tens, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars annually for a mid-sized firm just for software.
Plus the hardware.
Plus the high-performance hardware needed to run it all, efficiently powerful workstations, servers, secure data storage, and then the ongoing subscriptions for cloud services, data backups, critical software updates. It's a constant stream of expenses.
But with AXA Engineers.
By partnering with AXA Engineers for your civil engineering outsourcing needs, your firm effectively eliminates the need for that enormous upfront capital outlay and the continuous drain of those recurring expenses for the outsourced portion of the work. AXA Engineers already has these technologies in place, fully licensed, kept up to date, accessible to their teams, ready to deploy instantly for your projects.
And it reduces risk too, right? The tech risk.
Significantly mitigates technology-related risk. Keeping up with tech is a perpetual challenge, as we know. Constant software updates, major new releases, entirely new platforms emerge regularly, quickly making older tools seem obsolete or less competitive.
It's hard to keep pace internally.
It is. If you're solely responsible for your entire in-house tech stack, you're constantly evaluating, purchasing, installing, troubleshooting, training staff on the latest versions. It represents a significant financial and operational risk. What if you invest heavily in a new platform, only for it to be surpassed by something better next year? Or worse, your team struggles with adoption and it never really pays off.
But AXA handles that.
This risk is effectively eliminated when collaborating with AXA Engineers because they assume the full responsibility for maintaining and upgrading the entire technology infrastructure their teams use. They make it their business to stay on the absolute bleeding edge of engineering technology so that you don't have to bear that financial burden or that operational headache.
So you get the benefits without the cost or risk.
Precisely. This arrangement allows your primary firm to leverage the most advanced design and modeling tools available in the industry. You can deliver superior results, often more innovative solutions, all without bearing the direct costs associated with acquiring, maintaining, and constantly upgrading those tools.
That sounds like a serious competitive advantage.
It creates a profound competitive advantage. You can deliver higher quality, more innovative, more efficient solutions to your clients using the very best tools available, all while keeping your own internal operational costs lean and flexible. It's a truly strategic move. It doesn't just generate substantial savings, it actively elevates your firm's capability, its responsiveness, and its overall market position.
Okay, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. We touched on compliance, but broader than that, quality. This has to be a primary and, frankly, entirely valid concern with any civil engineering outsourcing engagement.
Absolutely, it's top of mind for everyone.
How does AXA engineers ensure that the work performed by an external team meets the same stringent internal benchmarks of excellence, the ones that define your firm's hard-earned reputation and, maybe even more importantly, protect its liability? Because in civil engineering, errors aren't just costly.
They can be catastrophic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Impacting public safety, leading to severe legal repercussions. This is a critical question. It needs a truly robust answer for firms to feel genuinely confident in a civil engineering outsourcing partnership.
You're absolutely right. And AXA Engineers addresses this head-on through a robust, multi-layered quality management system. It's meticulously built into every single aspect of their engagement process. It's not some add-on or afterthought. It's absolutely foundational to their operational philosophy.
How does that system work?
Well, it begins with something they call the development of tailored standard operating procedures, or SOPs, for each individual client.
Tailored, so not generic.
Not at all. This isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. These SOPs are meticulously crafted in close collaboration with the client. They specifically outline that client's unique standards, their preferred workflows, right from initial concept sketches maybe, through to final sealed drawings and their precise deliverable requirements.
So it maps out everything.
Pretty much everything critical to quality and consistency. From specific drawing conventions, layering standards, naming protocols, even preferred calculation methodologies, specific reporting formats, and, crucially, the client's own internal review and sign-off processes. They mirror what the client does internally.
The goal being seamless integration.
The overarching goal is to ensure that AXA Engineers functions as a direct, seamless extension of the client's existing in-house staff. They invest the time up front to learn your way of doing things, your unique processes, your firm's established benchmarks for excellence. This ensures consistency and adherence that is paramount for both quality control and, just as importantly, comprehensive risk mitigation. This level of customization and deep integration is absolutely key to building that essential trust.
Okay, that addresses process quality. But what about another potential hurdle? Communication across distances, maybe time zones. That can often be a major challenge in global collaborations, especially for something as detailed as civil engineering outsourcing.
Yeah, that's another valid concern people raise. How do you ensure seamless communication and integration across potentially vast time zones?
Exactly. Does AXA have a solution for that?
They do. AXA Engineers has what I think is a brilliant and highly effective solution to this, one that they've clearly refined over years of successful partnerships. They utilize a dual team model that spans 2 shifts.
2 shifts? How does that work?
This strategic setup creates significant overlap in working hours with U.S.-based firms. It doesn't matter if you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or somewhere in between. There will be a substantial window of shared working time each day.
Ah, okay. So real-time interaction is possible.
Absolutely. Let's break down the tangible benefits of this dual team model. Because there's that substantial overlap, often several hours a day, it enables genuine real-time collaboration.
Like hopping on a quick call.
Exactly. Immediate discussions about design changes that just came up, instant clarification if there's ambiguity in project specifications, quick problem solving as unexpected issues or questions arise during the day.
Avoiding those overnight delays.
Precisely. This direct synchronous interaction leads to immediate feedback loops and enables rapid iteration on designs or analyses. You effectively avoid those frustrating delays that are so typical with differing time zones, where you might send a question at 5 p.m. your time and not get an answer until 9 a.m. the next day, potentially losing a full 24 hours on every single query.
That makes a huge difference to project momentum.
It really does. With AXA Engineers, because of this model, it genuinely feels more like they're just down the hall or in the next office. Accessible and responsive when you need them most during your core working hours.
But it's not just about managing time zones, is it? What about cultural or professional alignment?
No, you're right. It's deeper than that. And AXA Engineers invests heavily in training its engineers specifically to ensure profound cultural and professional alignment with their U.S. partners.
What kind of training?
This isn't just basic technical refresher courses. It includes immersive U.S.-based programs and ongoing internal training. These programs are specifically designed to ensure their teams not only understand but can effectively apply American engineering codes like specific state DOT requirements or the nuances of the Uniform Building Code or local environmental regulations.
And professional practices, too.
Yes, the professional practices common in the U.S. market, and importantly, the nuances of communication standards expected by U.S. clients. Their engineers are, of course, technically proficient in their specific areas, land development, stormwater management, structural analysis, whatever it may be, but they also understand the intricacies of U.S. project delivery. They know the typical regulatory frameworks, the standard documentation requirements, even the subtle cultural aspects of professional communication in the American engineering context.
Like being proactive in communication.
Exactly. Understanding the importance of clear, concise documentation, proactive communication about potential issues before they become problems, and consistently meeting specific client expectations beyond just the technical specs.
So the goal is seamless integration on multiple levels.
That's it. This dedication to both technical and cultural alignment allows outsourced teams from AXA engineers to seamlessly integrate into client workflows. In many, many cases, these civil engineering outsourcing teams become virtually indistinguishable from an in-house team.
In terms of responsiveness and quality?
In terms of responsiveness, the quality of their work, their communication effectiveness, their understanding of the project goals, you gain the specialized capacity and expertise you need without feeling like you're constantly managing a disconnected, far-flung department. It's a level of integration that fosters deep trust and contributes significantly to overall project success.
Okay, so beyond the technical efficiencies, the cost savings, the quality control, the communication, there's another angle here, isn't there? Another significant advantage of partnering with AXA engineers for civil engineering outsourcing.
There is.
It seems like it enables a profound strategic shift within the client organization itself. It's not just about getting the work done more efficiently or cost-effectively anymore. It's about fundamentally empowering the firm's leadership and reshaping the entire strategic focus of the firm.
That's a really important point. It frees up leadership bandwidth.
Exactly. Think about it. Firm principals, senior engineers, project managers, they often find themselves completely bogged down in the day-to-day operational details.
Firefighting mode sometimes.
Totally. By entrusting routine project execution, the daily grind of resource management, and the intricate details of quality assurance, things like managing redline markups across disciplines, ensuring drawing consistency to firm standards, tracking progress on dozens of routine tasks, by entrusting that to a dedicated and integrated partner like AXA Engineers.
Leadership gets freed up.
Suddenly, firm leadership is freed from a myriad of incredibly time-consuming operational problem-solving tasks. That constant juggle of staffing assignments, managing individual workloads, overseeing minor design iterations, ensuring quality control on every single drawing or calculation. It can consume an enormous amount of senior management's valuable time and, frankly, mental energy.
Energy better spent elsewhere.
Precisely. These are essential tasks, yes, absolutely. But they often pull leaders away from the activities that truly drive the business forward and position it for significant long-term success.
So what can they focus on instead?
Well, with AXA engineers effectively taking on this operational burden, senior management can redirect their precious time and their intellectual capital toward truly high-value strategic initiatives.
Like business development.
Exactly. More time for proactive business development, actively pursuing new clients, identifying emerging market opportunities maybe in renewables or sustainable infrastructure, and strategically positioning the firm for future growth in those areas.
Deepening client relationships, too.
Absolutely. Focusing on deepening existing client relationships, turning those transactional engagements into genuine, long-term partnerships built on trust and mutual growth. That's invaluable. And crucially, it means leadership can dedicate themselves to securing more complex, higher-margin projects.
The really rewarding work.
The kind of work that truly elevates the firm's profile in the industry, helps attract and retain top-tier talent internally, and leads directly to greater profitability and industry recognition. These are the strategic moves, the chess moves, that define a firm's long-term success. And without those constant operational shackles, leadership can finally focus on making them.
So in this light,
In this way, strategic civil engineering outsourcing, particularly with a partner like AXA Engineers, it's not merely a cost-cutting measure or capacity fix. It is a powerful catalyst for unprecedented growth, for fostering innovation, and for enabling real strategic advancement within the firm. It transforms the very nature of how a firm operates and how it competes in a dynamic, challenging market.
So bringing it all together, what does this really mean for the future of civil engineering firms, and how does this translate into a truly sustained competitive advantage over the long haul?
Good question. What's the long view?
Ultimately, collaboration with AXA engineers builds long-term, embedded scalability directly into a firm's operational model. This isn't just a temporary fix for an immediate capacity crunch, like hiring a contractor for 6 months. It's a fundamental architectural change to the business. It enables truly sustainable and adaptable growth patterns.
Because AXA becomes part of the structure.
Exactly. With AXA engineers acting as a trusted, seamless extension of the internal team, firms can confidently pursue those larger and more complex projects we talked about. Whether it's a massive infrastructure undertaking, a multi-phase land development project spanning years, or a highly specialized environmental remediation project with unique technical challenges.
You can say yes without the old fears.
You can say yes without the debilitating fear of overextending your internal resources, or, equally important, without any fear of compromising on the quality that defines your firm's reputation in the marketplace.
That reliable access is key.
That reliable, on-demand access to specialized expertise is transformative. Whether you need it for advanced structural analysis, complex hydrology modeling, intricate land development planning, precise CAD or BIM services, it fundamentally changes how civil engineering firms can compete in today's demanding and increasingly complex market. It's about more than just having extra hands available. It's about having the right hands with exactly the right skills available at precisely the right time for the project's needs.
And the technology access.
Add to that the immediate access to advanced design technology. That ensures your firm is always using the best, most current tools without that prohibitive ownership burden or the constant risk of technological obsolescence we discussed.
And the quality assurance.
And finally, overlaying all of that are the rigorously proven quality control processes. Processes that are meticulously embedded into AXA engineers' operations from day one. That means you can genuinely trust that the deliverables will consistently meet or even exceed your own stringent internal standards.
So the combination is powerful.
All of these factors combine talent access, tech access, quality assurance, cost variability, enable firms to scale their operations with unparalleled efficiency and agility. They can respond to market demands and evolving client needs with precision and confidence.
Which builds reputation.
It allows them to deliver exceptional results to clients consistently, building an enduring reputation not just for competence, but for reliability, innovation, and excellence. And ultimately, this strategic partnership allows them to secure a stronger, more resilient, and far more sustainable position in the industry, poised for continuous growth and innovation. Rather than being perpetually constrained by those traditional in-house capacity limitations, it really is about building a firm that is future-proof and ready for whatever the market throws at it.
You know, this deep dive, it truly shows us that the strategic integration of civil engineering outsourcing, it redefines project scalability in such a powerful and comprehensive way.
It really does.
It's clearly not just a tactical response to those occasional moments of capacity constraints, not just a quick fix for an overloaded team.
No, it's more fundamental.
It really is. It's a foundational strategy for building a civil engineering firm that is inherently more agile, profoundly resilient, and fundamentally oriented towards growth. Embracing this model allows a firm to confidently pursue new opportunities, even the biggest, most ambitious ones, completely unhindered by those traditional in-house limitations that maybe once seemed completely insurmountable. It's about designing a clear path to continuous expansion and success. And a partnership with AXA Engineers specifically truly provides that strategic advantage for sustained growth. It offers immediate, reliable access to highly specialized engineering expertise, cutting-edge advanced design technology, and those rigorously proven quality management processes that protect your firm's most valuable asset, its reputation.
The future of civil engineering, it's becoming increasingly clear, I think. It's likely going to be defined not by the sheer size of a firm's fixed payroll, nor by the number of employees crammed into one physical office building, but by the strength, the intelligence, and crucially, the flexibility of its strategic partnerships. Which leads to the real question firms need to ask themselves.
Okay, what's the question?
The real question is this. In an industry that is demanding unprecedented agility, requiring constant innovation, facing fluctuating workloads alongside a perpetual need for highly specialized skills, can you truly afford not to embrace a partnership that fundamentally redefines your firm's potential for growth and success?
Wow. That's a powerful question to end on. If that question resonates deeply with you listening today, and if you're ready to transform your firm's capacity challenges from a constant headache into a definitive competitive advantage, then it really is time to act.
Don't wait.
Don't wait. Explore how AXA engineers can become your indispensable strategic partner for growth and innovation, helping you seize every single opportunity that comes your way, big or small. Reach out to them today. Start that crucial conversation about your firm's future. And as always, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. Make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts, and please do leave your comments. We genuinely love hearing from you and learning what resonates.